Fonte winde. Dorun Fonte. I am Mariette Sidibe, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main local and sports news headlines. Gambia's High Commissioner to Sierra Leone tells QTV he hopes to revive certain ties between the two countries, particularly in the field of education. The TRRC witnessed heated exchanges between the final Attorney General in ex-President Jammeh's government and the lead counsel. The ex-AG, amongst other things, disputed being labeled an enabler for that government's alleged human rights abuses. The Secretary General of the Party for Democratic Organization and Socialism, Halifa Sallah, challenges Gambians to take charge of their future by redirecting their energy towards supporting socio-economic development. 500 families have received Ramadan packages from the United Arab Emirates Red Crescent Society through its embassy in Dakar in partnership with the Gambia Islamic Union. In sports news, we report on the tight GFF Division 2 title race. Those were our main headlines. Now the news in detail. The Gambia's High Commissioner to Sierra Leone, Aliuke Jammeh, says he intends, among other things, to revive the bilateral ties between the Gambia and Sierra Leone in the area of education, where Gambians can continue acquiring university education in Fora Bay College in Freetown, where many Gambians had their post-secondary and university education during colonial days and First Republic. High Commissioner Jammeh was speaking in an exclusive interview with QTV's Aliou Cissé in Freetown, Sierra Leone.
And coming to Sierra Leone, I find it quite challenging, but very well prepared for the challenge. I see Gambia and Sierra Leone to have had a very long, historic, and mutually beneficial relationship that goes to a period even before the colonial period. Gambians have lived in Sierra Leone, as I said, for years. I went around the country and encountered Gambians who have been here for close to 60 years. You look at the area of agriculture as well. This is a country that is blessed with obviously a good quantity of rainfall every year, and so produces a good amount of fruits and certain agricultural products. Looking at the proximity and the fact that we all are within the ECOWAS region and guided by the necessary protocols supporting the free movement of goods, services, and people, there could be a possibility where certain agricultural products could be sourced from Sierra Leone and exported to the Gambia. We're looking at that area. You look at also another side where Gambia has an edge, a comparative advantage, and that is in the area of our tourism development. Sierra Leone has a huge potential in that area. Unfortunately, it's a potential or opportunity that they have not been able to exploit yet. And so with the experience from the Gambia, we are hoping that within the bilateral framework of our cooperation, we will be able to get Gambian experts and expertise exported from the Gambia and brought to Sierra Leone to share best practices with their colleagues here in Sierra Leone. I'm also going to look at the aspect of education. Before the advent of our university, the UTG, quite a good number of Gambians were brought to go to school here at the famous Bay College, FBC, they call it. I will be looking at how we can revive an arrangement or structure an arrangement wherein Gambians can still continue coming to university, attend universities in Sierra Leone, and maybe be treated as well as they used to be treated in the past, not paying as foreign students. And all of this in a very short period of time, in a very near future, we hope to bring all the ministries concerned from the Gambia, together with all the ministries concerned here in Sierra Leone, to a platform where we will be able to formalize a cooperation agreement between the two countries and the two governments, so that we can then move on to implement various programs and activities between our two countries that will encapsulate all of these ideas that we have.
In a testimony that was often heated with frequent clashes between the witness and the lead counsel, ex-President Jammeh's last Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Mama Fatima Singate, on Thursday appeared before the Truth Commission to narrate her experience and work as government legal advisor and prosecutor. Babu Karsi reports.
Mama Fatima Singate rose through the professional ranks to be appointed Attorney General and Minister of Justice on 2 occasions. The witness was questioned about her work as the government's legal advisor and how Jammeh used the judiciary to entrench himself in power and punishing people he felt were against him. The witness confirmed that in some cases, ex-President Jammeh used to give executive directives to the Ministry of Justice.
I said, yes, we received letters from OP to the Ministry of Justice. And I even went further. And I was actually going further. That Section 76 of the Constitution vests the President with executive powers.
She, however, argued that those executive orders are captured in the Constitution, thus they will have to act on them when they arrive. When asked about the arrest, detention and denial of bail of the UDP leader and other party executives, the witness vehemently denied interfering with the cases and denied threatening the association, who at the time said they were going to write a press release. In a long and frequently heated exchange with the deputy lead counsel, this is part of what happened.
So I find it very rich that I'm seated here, that I'm being accused of being an enabler or being part to whatever that was going wrong.
Ms. Singate, I don't think anyone said you were an enabler
when this
yet.
was never brought to my attention. So this is a truth commission. Let's talk the truth.
For a minute there, I thought it was Yahya Jammeh who was actually talking to us.
As Minister of Justice, the witness said she was not aware of most of what she termed the so-called human rights violations that occurred, and said what complainants should have done.
It would have been nice for these things to be brought to my attention by my colleagues and so-called human rights defenders. If they did not see it fit to petition the Minister of Justice, they could have walked into my office because I had an open door policy.
The witness responded when it was put to her that the Commission of Inquiry set up in 2011 looking into the tax evasion and other corrupt practices, which she headed, was set up as a witch hunt against legal practitioners, so they wouldn't say anything against Jammeh.
As the chairperson of the commission then, I'm saying that was false. That's not how I understood it. And that's not how I conducted the affairs of that commission.
On the declaration of the Gambia as an Islamic state, when the witness was still the Minister of Justice, she told the commission that she wrote an opinion about it, informing President Jammeh that they have to go through certain procedures, but Jammeh refused to adhere to this advice. On illegal detention of people and refusing them bail, particularly women politicians, and mentioning journalist Fatou Camara's case in particular, the witness maintained her position that she was not aware of the detentions, neither discussed with Yahya Jammeh to falsely prosecute Fatou.
The only time I knew about it was when I saw the case file. And even I myself accepted that yes, there was no case against her. Every allegation that was made against her was just relating to her personal decisions and had nothing to do with law. That one I can assure you 100%.
On the 2016 presidential election, in which Jammeh rejected the election results after initially conceding, the witness argued that Jammeh was in charge of affairs until January 2017, which he respected and left the country before his time was due. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
The Secretary General of the Party for Democratic Organization and Socialism, Halifa Sallah, has challenged Gambians to take charge of their future by redirecting their energy to supporting the country's socio-economic advancement. He made these remarks at a press conference on Tuesday. Ansumane Isonyasi reports.
Following the party's recent congress in which he was chosen as flag bearer for the upcoming presidential elections, Halifa Sallah expounded extensively on some of the party's activities as well as development plans if elected to presidential office. He says key among the party's objectives is to eradicate poverty and ignorance as well as strengthen the country's democratic institutions and to institute policies that will support economic growth, citing the current debt burden on the Gambia, which he revealed is about $77.4 billion, where every Gambian, including a child born today, has a debt burden of $28,000.
To be a sovereign republic, we have to have a sovereign people. And to be a sovereign people, we must acknowledge that power belongs to each sovereign citizen. Power belongs to each sovereign citizen, and collectively, we are the owners of power that determines our manner of government.
He also revealed that DOI will never participate in any coalition just to change the face at the top, but rather to bring about system change, stressing that their focus is on promoting democracy and eliminating deficiencies within the country's economic sector to promote economic growth.
We are saying that we will create a cooperative bank out of the sovereign wealth of the land that will be able to purchase the fishing trawlers, that will plow our waters and ensure that we put more wealth in our coffers and earn more foreign exchange.
He also revealed that the party's vision is to facilitate the building of a secular, democratic sovereign republic with each citizen serving in equal measure as a depository of the sovereignty of the republic. The party has also published what it calls its electoral contract for the 2021-2023 electoral cycle, which it says has no false electoral promises. Ansumane Isonyasi for KTV News.
We will take a commercial break. Still to come, we have local and sports news.
The Insurance Association of the Gambia, IAG, in consultation with the Central Bank of the Gambia, now introduces a standardized and well-scrutinized motor vehicle insurance certificate, which will be the acceptable evidence of a valid motor vehicle insurance contract. The certificate has the following security features. 1. High quality printed in multiple colors with no white margin as in other paper sheets. 2. Dual serialized number print, one visible and the other visible only with an ultraviolet light. 3. IAG logo inscription that can only be visible with the use of an ultraviolet light. 4. Hologram of IAG logo. The general public is therefore advised to take note of the above development and kindly urged to ensure that they obtain only authentic motor vehicle insurance certificate with the above features from only licensed insurance. We thank you and solicit your cooperation.
Welcome back. The United Arab Emirates Red Crescent Society, through the United Arab Emirates Embassy in Dakar, in partnership with the Gambia Islamic Union on Tuesday, presented Ramadan gifts to 500 families. This report by Lamin Dabo is narrated by Jainaba Sonko.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب والغارمين وفي سبيل الله.
The items were aimed at supporting needy families, widows and Quranic school teachers. Welcoming the gesture, the principal of the Talinding Islamic Institute, Sheikh Alhaji Cherno Dabo, expresses appreciation and thanked the donors and their partners for coming up with food aid. He added that fasting in the month of Ramadan in a coronavirus pandemic is very challenging, especially for the poor and needy families. Sheikh Ibrahim Masane Jaju, on behalf of the President of the Gambia Islamic Union, calls on Gambians to support the poor and needy, especially in this holy month. Amikoli, speaking on behalf of the widows, gave the vote of thanks. This support will help all the beneficiaries and their families. We are praying for those who contributed immensely by making this donation successful. May the Almighty Allah reward all of them by multiplying their blessing and success in life. On behalf of the Quranic teachers, Ustaz Jera Dabo had this to say.
We thank everyone present here today, and we hope the food items will help their families. We are calling on Muslims who are above the poverty line to help the poor and the needy, especially those struggling to get iftar in this month of Ramadan. We thank the Gambia Islamic Union and donors for the help.
Each of the 500 beneficiaries received sugar, rice, oil, amongst others. For QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
Irregular migration continues to be one of the heaviest burdens on developing nations, disproportionately so in the Gambia. Migrant Media Network, an organization to help prevent or lessen the rate of irregular migration, has been launched in the Gambia. Jennifer Sonko attended the launching and she now reports.
The Migrant Media Network seeks to provide young Africans with reliable information and training on migration issues and social media to make informed decisions and be aware of safer migration. There is a huge number of irregular migrants who appear to have taken the journey due to peer pressure. Peer pressure often takes place when there isn't enough information or knowledge about a particular activity, such as irregular migration.
It is important for us to have this initiative in the Gambia based on the fact that I think one of the reasons why some people are moving out of this country is lack of information. Because oftentimes, most of the information that we hear is this photos on social media of our friends who have gone through the back way and sweet things that they talk about Europe and all those things that we say. And because of that, some people make decisions as to whether to go or not to go. But the real stories, the real struggle out there, they are not informing the young people of that, about some of those things.
The Migrant Media Network started in Ghana and is now in the Gambia and will eventually move to other countries. We deemed it necessary to find out how successful it has been in Ghana to push the funders to also establish in other countries. Peter Na, the country coordinator of MMN in Ghana, helped us to answer that question.
Community members have shown so much enthusiasm for this. It shows that the issue of lack of information has been real, and MMN stepping in with open access information has been something that community people have been proud about. They have been enthused about. We work through influencers, what we call influencers. These are community leaders, and they are so much willing to support this program, to carry the program to their constituencies, the churches, the schools, the mosques, because they believe that the open access philosophy of MMN is quite laudable, and also the issue of irregular migration is quite impacting negatively on young people.
The Migrant Media Project is funded by the German government. The Charge d'Affaires at German Consulate spoke about the need to support such activities.
You all painfully remember the makeshift boat that sank off the coast of Mauritania in December 2019. This boat originally sailed from Barra, and in the sinking, dozens of young Gambians lost their lives. And many more Gambians have lost their lives trying to cross the Sahara Desert and the Mediterranean Sea. Last week, I visited the Gambian Navy, and I agree with what the head of the Gambian Navy, Commodore Senghor, said to me. Every lost Gambian soul is one too many. Every lost Gambian soul on the back way lost is one too many.
The project is under the Rogue Agency for Open Culture and Critical Transformation, a German-registered organization that supports sustainable and hybrid forms of cultural innovation to enable migrants make informed choices. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jen Bosonko.
The research unit of the Gambia College on Wednesday held a forum to educate students on the importance of academic research with the theme Translational and Evidence-Based Research, a prospect for national development. Abibatu Sise tells us more.
Research is an integral part of academics. It is a tool to generate knowledge, identify problems, and find possible solutions. The guest speaker, Musa Nget, underscores the importance of research, saying that it should be accompanied with action to impact national development.
You might be wondering, why a prospect for national development? What has research to do with national development? It's all about investigation. It's basically, research is all about investigation. But investigations comes in different ways. You can investigate and leave it there, and nothing will change. Every day people are complaining. Yes, the COVID-19 vaccine is not good. It's here to kill Africans. Why are we complaining? Not the West, because our research is dormant. If our research was not dormant, by today we will be producing our own vaccines and our own tablets to treat and cure our own selves.
Abdurrahman Ba, Research Minister at the Gambia College Students Union, gives an assurance of the union's commitment to helping students not only do research to earn good grades at college, but also beyond college.
Research helps in informing policies and also bringing interventions. So this is what we want to inculcate in students, for them to understand the importance of research and how it is applied in our society. So basically, this is what we expect, and this is we want to change the narrative from them not only doing research for the purpose of academics, but also for them to help the country at large find problems and then find solutions to them.
Incorporating a research component along with a sound academic foundation enables students to develop independent critical thinking skills along with oral and written communication skills. Alhaji Nget, the president of the Gambia College Students Union, explains the union's plan to improve research at the Gambia College.
Before you graduate here with a high diploma certificate, you must do a research. And students find it extremely difficult to do their research, not because they don't want to do it, but because they lack the basic needs. The ones that they are learning in class, we believe that is not sufficient enough. That's why we're talking about the responsibility upon us as the union that is responsible of running the affairs of the students and safeguarding the academic interests of students. We said our students must know how to do their research. And that's why through the research ministry, we start with a seminar, and we have so many programs ahead, like seminar, symposium, and of course, we are even having a plan of having a research center here.
Although making thorough research is not taken seriously sometimes, the Gambia College, through its Students' Union, is making significant progress to inculcate the culture of research in students to realize the theme, Translational and Evidence-Based Research, a prospect for national development. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
In sports news. Falcons kept their promotion hopes alive with a goalless draw against second-place Samga in the GFF Second Division on Wednesday. Our sports reporter Momodu Gajaga was at the Independence Stadium for an exciting encounter, and he now reports.
Goal-mouth efforts, scoring opportunities and possession of football at its best. Samga were 2 points behind before this match, after their 3-3 draw with Team Rhino last week, while Falcons' 4-2 win against B4U Kiang West gave them an edge. So there was a lot to play for in this game. Modu El Toure cleared a goal-bound shot as Daniel Gomez lifted the ball over as the keeper came off his line and missed. Falcons came close to scoring when Matar Cisse made a good run on the left, only for keeper Ibrahim Jabang to gather the ball and make an easy save. In the near post, Samga coach expressed disappointment for his team not finishing their chances. However, he is optimistic about securing not only promotion to the top tier, but winning top spot.
Normally, whenever we play in the first half of the game, we normally score in the first 5 minutes. But today, I can see we cannot even take our chances. Though we are in the month of Ramadan, but we're going to fight back at the training ground. We'll make sure we come back again and score more goals as we normally score in the first half.
Falcons coach Lamin Sane was rather philosophical about his approach to each game and opponent in the league. He appears to give great respect to Samga due to their experience in the league.
Well, coming into this game, we know that Samga is a very good side, so we have to prepare very well for them. We are the underdogs coming into this game, so I think if Samga even have the upper edge, it's not the same to us, but I think if we match them, every team has its own momentum while the game is ongoing. So I think generally it wasn't a bad game, knowing that Falcons are a very young side, seeing themselves at the top of the table. But we are not thinking of the top. We want to take matches per match and see how it goes. But generally, I think Samga give us a very good run for our money, knowing that they are from a lost draw last weekend, so we from a convincing win. So it's never going to be easy on us, but we are not satisfied with the draw, but we are content with it.
After week 17 in the JFF Second Division League, Falcons are top on 35 points, while their closest rival Samga lay second on 33 points. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Before we end this bulletin, let's take a quick look at our main stories. Gambia's High Commissioner to Sierra Leone has told QTV he hopes to revive certain ties between the two countries, particularly in the field of education. The TRRC witnessed heated exchanges between the final Attorney General in President Jammeh's government and the Lead Council. The ex-AG, amongst other things, disputed being labeled an enabler for that government's alleged human rights abuses. The Secretary General of the Party for Democratic Organization and Socialism, Halifa Sallah, challenges Gambians to take charge of their future by redirecting their energy towards supporting socio-economic development. 500 families have received Ramadan packages from the United Arab Emirates Red Crescent Society through its embassy in Dakar in partnership with the Gambia Islamic Union. In sports news, we reported on the tight GFF Division 2 title race. That's all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Do join us tomorrow for more news. Thank you for watching and have a nice weekend.